Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Trio of Lunatics proudly presents to you one of his greatest WWE talk shows of the world. Red, white, and black, the Trio of Lunatics. Nelly to her, excited to say welcome to the first ever edition of WWE All Day. And I just want to say thank you for all who has subscribed, I should say, to our channel, and for those in the future that will be subscribed. I really want to thank you, and I really consider that our new viewers will push the subscribe button because we got a lot more coming your way, a lot more. First of all, I want to go ahead and discuss a couple things for the first edition of WWE All Day, and the first thing I want to discuss is the SummerSlam pay-per-view. Now for me, I'm not gonna lie. I looked at the match cards for SummerSlam and I was not too excited. Similar to how I was around WrestleMania time. I didn't really want to watch WrestleMania last year because of the match card, and I kind of felt that same way about SummerSlam. Because SummerSlam sometimes is better than WrestleMania. And this year that wasn't the case. It was just as worse to me. You know what I'm saying? Just as bad, I should say. So let's talk about the match card for a second. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go from the first match to the very last in the order I've seen it. The first match, Becky Lynch versus Natalya for the Raw Women's Championship. Now, I'm not stupid. I already knew Becky Lynch was going to come out of this winning. The match wasn't bad. I really didn't have a problem with the match. Of course, SummerSlam was held in Canada. You know what I'm saying? A place I would like to visit very soon. So Natalya was supposed to have been a hometown hero. You know what I'm saying? Get one of the biggest pops of the night. She got a pop, but it wasn't as big as you thought it would be. Honestly, a lot more people cheered for Becky more than Natalya, which is kind of a little odd, but I mean, it happens. So the match, let's see, it was a couple spots I wasn't too fond of. The one that really took me by surprise was the fact they was stealing one another's finishers. Natalya was using the disarmor and Becky was using the sharpshooter. Now, a lot of people probably would have saw that as disrespectful, but it was just all fun and games. That match, to me, it was okay. I'm not going to say it was a bad match, but I'm not going to say it's a good match. And my reasoning for that is because the reason why I say that is because me personally, I'm not a Becky Lynch fan nor a Natalya fan, so quite honestly, I wasn't gonna like the match altogether. So, but other than that, the match was cool. Of course, it was for the belt. They don't plan on taking that belt off Becky Lynch no time sooner. But I kind of like how I felt when she had both the Women's and SmackDown's championship. Excuse me. I knew that wasn't gonna last long because brand split, LOL. But anyway, that match, Becky Lynch won. She tapped out Natalya to a disarmor. Probably like, I want to say maybe 10 minutes into the match. It was a submission only match, so I give that match probably like 3 stars. My guess. Now let's get on to the second match. The second match was Dolph Ziggler versus Goldberg. Everybody and their mothers knew that this was going to be a squash match. One sig, one finisher. And that's exactly what it was. Dolph Ziggler gave a couple super kicks to Goldberg. Goldberg, of course, don't sell moves ever. So he just stood up after each super kick he took. And it took him a long time, honestly, to get up from the second one. But when he got up, he gave him a spur and gave him a jackhammer. Now, it was a part of this I didn't see. So apparently after the match was over with, Dolph Ziggler kept telling Goldberg to come in the ring. I'm not done. You think this is over? Blah, blah, blah. Goldberg goes back in the ring and give him another spear. And I guess he was heading back up the ramp again, and deja vu. He went back and gave him another spear because Dolph Ziggler was talking too much crap. That part I didn't see. The only part I saw was the one spear and the one jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. They had to make Goldberg look strong because of his very awful match he had with Undertaker at Showdown. Um, let's see. They didn't have to do what they did to Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is a damn good talent. I think he's going to waste. I remember a few years back he was like the headline of Survivor Series. And that was the debut of Sting, and after that he just flopped. I think it's time for him to go because the WWE don't see him as a hot commodity anymore. So it's time for him to go. He's a damn good mid-card act, by the way. Goldberg. Goldberg, to me, he shouldn't be doing anything. He should be like an ambassador in the back or one of them security guys like Jamie Noble or Joey Mercury or something like that. He should be like somewhere in the back, a producer or something. I don't care. He shouldn't be in the damn ring. So with that said, yeah, Spirit Jackhammer, 1, 2, 3. Let's go on to the third match. A match that makes more sense. Now, the third match was Ricochet versus AJ Styles. Years ago, this would be considered a dream match, and it still is. You know what I'm saying? It's two very well-respected indie wrestlers that became their own stars in big businesses. You know what I'm saying? So, Ricochet versus AJ Styles. I think this is their third confrontation, their third meeting in the ring. I lost count, but their first match was off the chain. I remember that it was on Raw. It was a couple weeks ago, their first match on Raw, and they killed it. The second match, I think it ended in a disqualification because of the club's interference. I'm not really sure. I didn't really watch the second match, but I think, I could be wrong, don't quote me on this, but I think this is a third confrontation between these two. The match was, it was what it was. The match, it was a good match. You can't expect a bad match out of these two ever. But the fact that we've already seen this confrontation, their first match was already like 5-star, 4-star maybe quality. There's no need to drag it out in a pay-per-view. You could have saved this match for this pay-per-view instead of giving it to us for free the way they did. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they should give us to it for free, but why do that if you're going to put it on a main card of your second biggest pay-per-view? You know what I'm saying? I don't think that was the way they should have did it. But it was a good match. Of course, AJ Styles, they reformed the club and now calling it the OC, the original, the only club that matters, and it was something else. But the fact is, you already knew that Luke and Corey Anderson was going to interfere in this match, which they did. It was a very cool spot. I like that Ricochet climbed on top of the OC's shoulders just to do a Hurricane Run on AJ Styles. I thought that was a very neat and very risky spot that he did, but he pulled it off and it looked awesome. Of course, AJ Styles won this match due to interference, and the rest is history. Hopefully this is their last confrontation, because I don't like when they overdo a good rivalry. I think it should be like a one and gone, kind of like the situation between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. I think that should have just been a one and gone, but they had several matches after that for the title, and it kind of made the rivalry like less special. It didn't feel, like a special attraction to me anymore. So, but AJ Styles reversed a Phoenix Splash, I believe, into a Styles Clash. That was also a very risky but yet rewarding spot that they pulled off, and it looked good. The finish was good. Pin to the mat, 1, 2, 3. Awesome match. I love the match, and I'll probably give that match a 3.8, because I say their first match was like a 4.3 or something like that. And it was a good match. But anyway, that was for the U.S. Championship. AJ Styles stays champ. Now, our fourth match. Another match I'm honestly not too fond of, because the ending was just too predictable. It was Bayley versus Ember Moon. These two women are phenomenal wrestlers. They're great wrestlers. I love both their work. They could wrestle, man. And when you put two of these women in the ring, to put on a match, and you give the match that they gave, you're going to be quite disappointed. Like, if this was NXT, these two would have tore the house down. But the fact that it was a WWE pay-per-view, it didn't really feel special at all. For the match itself, I'll say this. They could have had a better match. It wasn't a bad match, but they could have had a better match. The ending was kind of a little predictable. It ended with Bayley hitting a Bayley to belly suplex off the top rope, and 1, 2, 3, the match was over with. It was for the Women's Championship, the SmackDown Women's Championship, and this is why I say what I say about the so-called women's evolution. If you're going to put talent like this in the ring, you should just let them go all out. They gave probably like 40% in that match, both of them. The match could have been the bomb. Like, honestly, it could have took the whole damn show. Because, like I said, the talent that these two women, they possess. So, I'm going to give this match probably 3.1 stars. I honestly don't know. But hopefully this is not their first confrontation. They need better. I don't know. SmackDown is lacking women's star power, and I think that is what the problem is right now. But hopefully when they move to Fox, they'll be able to fix that. Maybe Ronda Rousey returns. Who knows? So, match number 5. Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon. With Kevin Owens' job on the line as a WWE in-ring performer. Kevin Owens had a very weird year. The only reason why I say that is because how they treated him. He was a heel. You know what I'm saying? Then he turned babyface when he joined the New Day. But because Daniel Bryan was injured and couldn't be able to compete against Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship in another match, they had to instantly turn him heel again. And they didn't want to do that, but they did it anyway. And after he lost that rivalry, he turned back into a face. And not only that, he added a boom, 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 stun, cold stunner to his arsenal. Now, that move is hilarious when Kevin Owens does it. It looks like a similar Stone Cold Stunner you would expect from Stone Cold, but it looks funnier because, he's a goofy guy, and you see a goofy guy doing a move like that. It makes me laugh. But Shane McMahon needs to stop wrestling. Now, I know we was all excited when Shane McMahon came back a couple years ago, and because he's been gone for so long. But now, once you keep seeing a person for too many goddamn times, it really bothers you, like really bad. Shane McMahon has been on the match card for far too many damn times, and I have a problem with that because he's not a wrestler. He's a spotsman. He's a daredevil. He does the things that you don't expect for him to do in the ring. Like the coast to coast is an awesome move. The leap of faith from the top rope through the announcer tape. We're going to expect that from Shane McMahon because he does it every time. It's the same spots. Now, the match. Now, the match is not really all that bad. No. Am I lying? Yeah, I am lying. The match was pretty bad. Shane McMahon announced a special enforcer, and I think that was Elias, who lost all faith in altogether. Elias, he used to be one of the hottest acts on Raw, but he just fizzled out. So apparently he came out there to serve as a distraction to Kevin Owens to keep him from going in the ring so he could get a 10 count. It's just so stupid how the storyline progressed and how it's still continuing to this day. You would think that this would have been their last match, but no, it continues on and on and on. Kevin Owens needs to find a better opponent than Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon, like I said, should just stop wrestling altogether. So, what really bothered me was, Kevin Owens gave a Stone Cold Stunner to Shane McMahon, went for the 3 count. Elias was distracting the referee, and then there was another spot. He gave him a pop-up power bomb, a pop-up sit-out power bomb, that is, and I think Elias pulled the referee out the ring. I probably got them scenarios mixed up. I apologize if I did, because SummerSlam was it's 3.5 hours long. So Kevin Owens got peeved off, and Shane McMahon went to hit him when Elias had climbed up onto the apron. And after that, he hit him. And then I think another stunner happened, and then he pinned him. So the match, to me, it is what it is. Also, I'll probably give it 2.8, just because how boring their rivalry was. You know what I'm saying? They could have been better. Kevin Owens, of course, another Canadian hometown hero, got the massive pop of the night, and it's good to see Kevin get some recognition. I love Kevin Owens. I think the guy's hilarious and deserves a lot more better than what he's been getting. So with that said, let's move on to the 6th match. Charlotte versus Trish Stratus. I think this was the second longest match of the night. I think it went on for like 14, 15 minutes, something like that. The match wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Trish Stratus, even at the age of 43, not only still looks good, but it continues to evolve as a wrestler. She's doing things I've never seen her do before, like the Hurricane Rana spot she did off the ropes. You have never seen her do that in her career. She gave Charlotte a hell of a match. Charlotte is a very talented wrestler as well. A lot of people probably see her as overrated. I don't think that's the case. I think the reason why people see her how they see her is because who her father is. Basically, of course, Ric Flair, the Nature Boy. You know what I'm saying? The limousine riding, champagne drinking, whatever his slogan was. But Ric Flair being the 16-time champion that he is, and I think Charlotte is now an 8 or 9-time champion. So, and she's still young. You know what I'm saying? The 16 titles that Ric Flair has won was throughout his career. She was only in the WWE probably like 4 or 5 years, and already is that a 9-time champion. That is insane. So that's because, of course, the trade that her and Sasha Banks been doing on Raw almost every damn week. But forget all that. I'm getting off subject. So the match dragged. I'm not going to even lie. Charlotte and Trish dragged that match intentionally, because the middle part of the match was nothing but Charlotte kicking down Trish, you know what I'm saying, mocking her, taunting her, you know what I'm saying, this is Trish Stratus, this is the Trish Stratus, you know what I'm saying, doing all that, you know what I'm saying, making her look like a punk, a wuss, you know what I'm saying. And after that, Trish had like a little spurs to where she got a little offense in, you know what I'm saying, a little flurry, I should say, like that. But Trish, she surprised me. She can still wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of people, when they get to a certain age, they start showing their age. They get slower. You know what I'm saying? They can't perform the way they used to. Of course, they're out their prime. So, Charlotte gave Trish a couple of big boots. She kicked out. Trish hit the Stratusfaction. Charlotte kicked out. She hit a chick kick. Charlotte kicked out. She was going for a second chick kick, and she caught another big boot and got locked into the figure 8. Also, Trish Stratus locked in the figure 8. That was also impressive. Trish Stratus locked in the figure 8 on Charlotte, and it did the bridge and everything. So it was a match that shouldn't have went that long, but I don't care about the length. The match was good. You know what I'm saying? It's the new school versus the old school. It's a passing of the torch. But the only thing that kind of really bothered me about this match was the fact that they were saying this is Trish Stratus's last night as a performer, when her last night as a performer was the first time she retired. So she could have another match and you could say that's her last time performing. You know what I'm saying? That don't sound right. That was the only confusing part of this section I really have a problem with. Yeah, so Charlotte tapped out Trish to the figure 8 after a very draggy match, and the match was good. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a problem with that. I'll probably give that match 3.7, maybe a 3.8 stars. I have to watch the match again to give a fair rating, but that's why I think what it was right now. So let's move on to match number 7. Randy Orton versus Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston for the WWE title. Not gonna lie, was not excited about this match whatsoever. The reason why is because we've seen this feud. What's that? What year was that? I am so forgetful. Let's just say mid 2000s or early 2000s, whatever. I don't remember. We've seen this feud already. Everybody should know that Randy Orton was not going to win this match. They were just trying to give Kofi Kingston a credible opponent. And Randy Orton should have been the opponent that should have solidified Kofi Kingston's WWE title reign. But it wasn't. This match could have been better. A lot more better since their last confrontation some years back. Kofi Kingston, since he won the WWE title, I felt like his reign has been lackluster. I say that because he hasn't had a credible opponent. He needs that rivalry that would define his WWE title reign. He has not had it yet. Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, not Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton. It's just there's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like Kofi should still be champion because he hasn't done anything with the belt. Now, am I blaming him for that? No. I would blame management. They are not booking this man the way he should be booked. He has not been losing many matches, but it's the fact that he hasn't had that opponent to push him to his limit, to where he'll be able to show what a great champion he could be. You know what I'm saying? So that's my only beef with that. This match, I think this ended in a count out. Yeah, this match ended in a count out. A lot of people was very upset about that. You gave the Canadian crowd a match that they were not really interested in from the get-go, just to have a count out. It's ridiculous. And Kofi Kingston supposedly went mad and hit Randy Orton a few times with a kendo stick. That's it. The match was nothing but just to waste time. It was a filler. The match was a filler. This match shouldn't have been on the card because it was just a freaking filler. You know what I'm saying? It don't get no worse than that. How you gonna end a title match in a count out? You know what I'm saying? That's just ridiculous. So I'll give this match a 2.9. Not only because I'm tired of seeing this rivalry, it's because how I've ended. And that's all I got to say about that. Now, match number 8. Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt with the Fiend gimmick. This match saved SummerSlam. I don't give a damn what anybody got to say. This match saved a very lackluster, underperforming SummerSlam. And the bad thing is, this match was only probably like 3 minutes. A 3-minute match saved SummerSlam. That is insane. So, Finn Balor. Okay, let's talk about this. This is Finn Balor's this is supposed to be his last match for the next 3 months because he's going on vacay, and I can understand why, because that spot he took in Money in the Bank when he bounced off that freaking ladder was good enough to take 3 months off. It was. But he's been a workhorse for the WWE for a real long time, and I do think he deserves his vacation. And I hope when he comes back he joins the OC. That's been teased on SummerSlam as well earlier in the show. So the match, Finn Balor comes out, in all white clothing. So it kind of gives off this Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker vibe. When Shawn Michaels came out, you know what I'm saying, on that pole, come down, with all his white clothing down, he's supposed to solidify himself as an angel or something like that, portray himself as an angel. Then Undertaker is that demon. This match kind of felt like that. But you couldn't have done that with Finn Balor, who also has a dark personality with the freaking demon. So that part kind of confused me. So Finn Balor comes out dressed in all white jacket, white speedos, does the dun 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 dun. You know what I'm saying? I love his entrance. He does that, gets down to the ring, and he's just waiting. So apparently, while he's waiting, the lights just all of a sudden goes out, and on the screen it says "Let me in." Bray Wyatt comes out to the ring with a lantern that's in the shape and form of his head with a light in his mouth. It looked terrifying. I marked out. This entrance was probably one of the best entrances of all time at a SummerSlam pay-per-view, period. So his new theme song is apparently a remix of his old theme, which was already dark. This version of his theme is even darker. And instead of having the usual guy sing the lyrics, it's a woman singing the lyrics. And it sounds a lot more creepier and a lot more heavy metalish. It sounds awesome. Wyatt slowly makes his way to the ring with his lantern in hand, which his handle was his hair. That's fucking awesome. So after this very long but entertaining entrance, the lights come on. Now, don't ask me this, but I do not know how that man breathes in that mask, because that mask was covering his whole face. Maybe it's some holes in the nose of the mask, I don't know, but he was breathing hard after his entrance is over. You could really tell he was breathing hard. But Matt, they did a damn good job with Bray Wyatt. I hope they don't mess this up. So the match starts. Finn Balor is, you know what I'm saying, he looked like he just scared out of his mind. He looked like he was about to piss on himself, like literally. Neither that's good acting, or he probably really was scared, because the dude looked like a damn monster. Like, he looked like a beast. So the bell rings. Bray Wyatt has a new arsenal. A lot of headbutts. He did a lot of headbutts in this match. He grabbed Finn, did a headbutt, picked him up, ran against the ropes, did another headbutt. Like, it's crazy. This match looked like a squash match from the beginning. But Finn Balor managed to get some offense in. He did a sling blade and the usual shotgun drop kick into the turnbuckle to make the opponent fall down, setting him up for the coup de grace. And he did it a second time, and Bray Wyatt flops to the floor. He goes up to the top rope to deliver the coup de grace. The mandible claw. He reverses coup de grace with a mandible claw, and instead of choking him out, submitting him, they counted it as a pin. Another weird situation. Before I say anything else, I forgot about this spot. The spot I believe should have ended the match. Bray Wyatt snapped. Did a move that looked like that snapped Finn Balor's neck. Now, that move should have ended the match. If that move would have ended the match, perfection. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that anything that he did wasn't perfect, but if he would have did it that way, perfection. That match should have ended with what would have looked like a broken neck. But he picked him up, did a side slam, and then tried to go for the Sister Abigail. But it is what it is. But the match ended with a mandible claw. A pinned mandible claw, that is. So after the match, Bray Wyatt quickly got to the top of the stage, and some strobe lights came on, and it just looked amazing. It looked awesome. I hope this is a brand new beginning for Bray Wyatt. For all those that are Bray Wyatt fans, I really do hope that this is the beginning of a renewed, well-deserved push for Bray Wyatt, because they treated Bray Wyatt like crap for all this time. Who had the best? He had the best interest. He had the best promos. Dude, like, they really screwed over Bray Wyatt. But hopefully this is a new beginning for him. I really do. So Bray Wyatt fans, keep your fingers crossed, because hopefully they don't mess this up. And the last match of the night was the Beast Slayer Seth Rollins versus the Beast Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Also a match I've seen too many times. I'm not gonna lie, I was not into the match at first, but once it came on, my eyes was glued to the television. I couldn't stop watching it. I had to keep watching it. This was an actual match. It wasn't a squash match. This was Brock Lesnar's first official match. It wasn't a squash match. It didn't end in 10 suplexes and 1 L5 in a pin. It didn't end in 8 suplexes and 2 L5s in a win. This was an actual match. A match that he actually threw more moves in since he's ever been back. Since his return, he's done more moves in this match than any match that I've ever seen. Because all his matches are pretty much SIGs and finishes. It's like a video game you're playing. You just boost up your SIGs, boost up your finishes, and just have at it. But this was an actual match. I hope this is the last we see of Brock Lesnar. I really do. The man gets paid bukus of money to do 2 moves. I think that's just bull crap. Suplexes and F5s. Now, if I could get on the show and just do clotheslines and drop kicks and get paid, millions of dollars to do so, you're going to hate me for that, because that's nothing. That's 2 freaking moves. So, the match starts off with, I think the match started off with some suplexes. No, actually, Seth Rollins reversed 2 of the first 2 suplexes. He flipped out of them and did a couple kicks. I think he did a stomp. To start off the match. And Brock Lesnar immediately kicked out. Of course, it's going to take like 5 curb stomps to put him down. Just like it always does. Because he could take multiple finishes and still kick out. It's like, the man be on gray. We talking 2K19. Man be on gray and still be kicking out every damn thing. So, the match was good. I'll give this match 4.4. This is another match that saved SummerSlam. If the last 2 matches weren't on this card, SummerSlam would have been a total bust. Seth Rollins defeated Brock Lesnar with a third curb stomp. I believe. I think I miscounted. That's why. Third curb stomp. And he is now the Universal Champion. No low blows. No Paul Heyman distractions. Nothing. It was a clean match. Seth Rollins beat Brock Lesnar clean. This is the first time I've seen Brock Lesnar lose clean in a while. So this is a first for every damn thing. This is the first time that I've ever seen him lose a match clean. Even Undertaker was giving the low blows. I thought that was hilarious. Undertaker doesn't need to give low blows to win a match. He gave him one. So the first match, Brock Lesnar loses clean. Hope this is his last match in the WWE, but who am I kidding? They're going to keep throwing money in this man's face until this man turns 50 years old to keep competing and do only 2 moves. And I think that's total crap. If you're going to keep him in the WWE, take him away from the Universal title picture. Like, please. We're tired of seeing the part-timer with the Kool-Aid belt. We're tired of it. We are. So hopefully that's the end of that. So that is the full SummerSlam review. SummerSlam was a very enjoyable pay-per-view. Even though most of the matches I don't agree with. The match card should have been a lot more better than it was. But it was just as good as WrestleMania. And that's bad. But it was a good show. You know what I'm saying? If you had nothing to do and you're a wrestling fan, it was a good show to watch. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is, speaking of Bray Wyatt, The Fiend. Amazing repackaging. Well, not a repackaging. I would probably say a reboot, because it's still Bray Wyatt. You know what I'm saying? Still being creepy, but just even more creepier. I think it's more of a re-creepage. If that's a word. WWE 2K20 announced 2 days ago that the pre-order bonus will be Bray Wyatt, the Fiend's gimmick. So excited. A lot of people was worried that this gimmick would not be on the game. Trust me, it is going to be on there. It is part of the Bump in the Night DLC that they've just announced a couple days ago. Now, it's a couple more DLC characters that comes with that. Is Finn Balor that comes out looking like an actual demon. Sheamus comes out to what's that show called? Shit. What the fuck is that damn show called? Walking Dead. Walking Dead. Sorry, Walking Dead fans. I didn't watch any of the seasons. Walking Dead. He comes out in one of the characters' clothing. Strowman comes out as Frankenstein, and it's something else. But the DLC is called Bump in the Night, and the headline is Bray Wyatt, the Fiend. 2K20 comes out October 22nd. Be sure to pre-order if you want to play as Bray Wyatt as soon as the game comes out. The trailer came out for it a few days before SummerSlam. You have a few legends, a few of the WWE's top superstars now today, all in one ballroom. They're having a blast. They're talking. They're drinking. You see Stone Cold, Roman Reigns, and there's some more people in the trailer. And they're just talking, having a good time. And then Becky Lynch, all of a sudden, crashes through the ceiling. She crashes through the ceiling and lands on her feet and shares a drink with Roman Reigns. And that was your trailer. Speaking of 2K20, the cover. Let's talk about the cover for a second. Now, the cover features for the first time in a while, since I last remember, 2 stars on the cover, which is Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch. Also, the head leaders and ambassadors of the trailer. And they would be doing some marketing for the game on their off days. So I heard. The cover looks awesome. I like the cover. Last year's was AJ Styles, of course, for the AJ Styles $1 Million Challenge. And the year before that was Seth Rollins. And it goes on and on and on. So, yeah, like I said, pre-order the game when it comes out. I hope you enjoy it. I want to thank you all for joining me on my first edition of WWE All Day. I love you all. More episodes will be coming soon. More videos will be coming soon. So I hope to see you all soon. So I want to say peace. This is Red, White, Black of the Trio of Lunatics. And I want to say lunatize yourself. Y'all heard?